Hello, everybody. Welcome to my podcast Listen Within. This is Alex, also known as Alex the Soul or Alex Will. Um, Here we are speaking about the things that are going on the inside. And there are a lot of circumstances around us, but this is something we cannot always control. But we can control the way we look at things, the way we handle our state of mind. That's the one thing you can control. Now, many people pretty much everybody deals with some kind of pain, and everybody wants to have more pleasure rather than pain. But it begins with letting go. How do you let go? Now, here's a cup. You want it, you drink it. Eventually, you have to let go. But you can't be in between. So there's attachment and detachment. I take the cup of coffee and then I let go. And so is the nature of life. At some point, you have to let go. But it's not enough just to say, okay, I'm going to be completely detached. There's attachment and detachment. Say my girlfriend or whoever has hugged me and I like the scent. I'm not going to keep that shirt on forever. As much as I like the scent, or as much as I like the shirt, and everybody gives me a compliment about the shirt, I'm not gonna keep that shirt on all week until it's useless. So there's a point in time. So yes, I like the shirt, I wear it, but eventually I take it off and that's it. So yes, I buy something, I can use it, but then there's a time to let go. And so it is with everything. Now, going into a more specific topic when it comes to relationships, or also when it comes to the things that you may have achieved or want to achieve, let's just start with you're finding the love of your life. Okay. And it's so exciting. I mean, you can't even describe how much it means to you. It's just overwhelmingly beautiful. Okay. You get to know the girl or the guy, and it's so fresh, it's so new. And all you really feel is this pleasure, excitement. And at that moment, you're definitely a touch. When you like something, when you like someone, or even love someone, the chances are very little that you're going to think of detachment. Though there are some people that say love with no strings attached. Everybody at some point gets attached to something. We want something. Take it right in here, and we don't want to let go. But as this cup of coffee, I'm drinking it, I'm enjoying it, but I cannot keep this one here forever. I cannot keep drinking. Eventually, it's going to be empty. So there's a time to let go until I fill in a new cup of coffee. I am not referring a cup of coffee to human beings and relationships, but the example is about accepting that something comes into your life, but then eventually also letting go. And I myself included, I had my troubles and my difficulties to accept something that I wanted so bad, and then had to let go. Now, there is this saying, a quote somebody said to me once, hey, don't expect so much. Because the more you expect, the more you get disappointed. But the thing is, at some point, everyone has a form of expectation. Maybe not from someone, but let's say from yourself. You expect to be at your best. You expect to behave a certain way. You expect to have the certain outcome because you put so much time and effort into something. But there is a balance. And the thing is, you can expect all you want. You can even put all your effort and discipline into it. But the chances are that the result is always somewhat different than expected. So you can have a strategic plan and you can do things a certain way, like preparing for a marathon or a championship. And if you're disciplined, just like in music, I sing every day and I practice. But if you put a lot of practice into it, yes, you get better. But can I control how the audience reacts to me? Or can I control how my girlfriend reacts to me? Can I control anybody, how they react to me? No, I could influence them. I can definitely do that. But I cannot control their state of mind, their opinion about me, their viewpoint, their perspective. So you are in control of yourself. Tricky it becomes when, and we're speaking of relationships, when you get so attached of someone and you want that person in your life, you want to keep that person, you'll do anything, which is, it's true love. You do anything to keep that person, etc. Now, the very important aspect I want to share with you is that love is something that is selfless. It's not really about what you can take, what you can keep, etc. So it is about sharing. And sharing is not just taking something from someone. It is really about acceptance, letting go. Of course, there's desire, there's needs. We'll all have that. However, the foundation of love is not about taking something from someone and fulfilling your own expectations. Now, everyone has a different opinion. Let's just say, if you have this opinion that you should take something all the time, the chances are that you're going to run on empty grounds. It's like going back to that coffee. I'm drinking, I'm taking, but it's not going to stay full. At some point, something has to be given into this cup in order to receive it. So it's a giving and a receiving. Now, we get very attached to a relationship, to a spouse, a loved one. I've been there. We get disappointed. Why? Because we had a certain expectation. We set a certain standard up high. And there's actually nothing wrong with setting high standards. Most important that you set high standards about yourself. But what does it mean to have high standards? Meaning you got to be the best version of yourself, rather than I take the most out of it, whatever happens in life. So everything that you see around you, as I'm looking, even the tree is not just a taker. The tree receives water and air, but gives back so much to nature. And each plant that is grown is giving to each other. So it's about being connected. To go a little further into detail, let's say you are going through a divorce, a separation, so to speak. First of all, there's not really a separation, but I understand when, let's say I grew up in a household and my mother and father got divorced. People don't always talk nice to each other. There are disputes, there are disagreements, etc. But the question then is how we deal with the storm that comes our way. One way or another, we're all interconnected with each other. As everyone has a certain expectation, a certain vision, we want to keep things the way we want them to be, rather than how it's supposed to be. Let's just say you love this bird and you're going to purchase this bird, and you shouldn't really purchase an animal, but there are places where you can get a bird, right? And you take that bird into a cage, and there's the bird. You look at the bird, it's very happy, but very rarely, not very often, people let the bird out of the cage, because once the bird gets out of the cage, he wants to be free, or she wants to be free and fly and let go and be happy. It's irritating for some people. Bird flying in a room and, shitting everywhere. But the truth is, and that's the source of the nature, the bird also wants to be free. So you got to be loving to the bird by satisfying your own selfish needs, by looking at the bird, keeping the bird in the cage. Not really, right? So there's a point in time where you let the bird go. And the bird does have feelings as well, his instincts. And the bird will always come back to where he or she feels the bird belongs. It's a feeling of home. And it's the same thing with your spouse, with your husband, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend. Either way, you're there to enable people to feel love. Love is free, free is love. You heard that phrase probably from John Lennon. It's a famous song. So what is it? You get so attached, and somehow there's a distance. And this girl or boy tells you, I'm sorry, it's done. I don't see a future with you. I gotta go. Well, if you change the way you look at things, the things you look at will change. I believe I mentioned it before that people can suddenly like you, suddenly love you. They also can change their mind and suddenly not like you or love you. But if they suddenly can stop liking or loving you, the chances are very high they can also start loving you again. And the thing is this, even though you can control their behavior, you can control the way you are, not changing for anybody else, but changing for yourself. When you change for yourself, you become an influence, and people around you, including your spouse or ex, they will see it. They will feel it. So you may not be able to control that it's going to be like the way it used to be. Nothing is going to be as it used to be. But what is if I tell you you can control yourself on a level, building up your energy that you can make things even better? Now, I don't want to say there's good or bad, right or wrong, but I want to say that we can improve every day within ourselves and our energy level. If you envision something, you want something, the first thing is you never ever give up on what you believe in, because you accept who you are, you love yourself, and when you love yourself, you can love others. And sometimes we don't love ourselves enough, so this is a particular reason why relationships end. They end because someone is not happy. It's not because you're right or you're wrong. I understand it. It happened to me where a woman would say, hey, you're not my type. But what type are you? Oftentimes, we don't even realize who we are. So it's a journey to understand who you are. So even with what you experienced before, at some point, you have to let go. You accept it, you let go. You don't stay attached to it, the idea how your old relationship was. You feel inside what you can be, what you can become, the potential inside of you and your partner or someone that you want in your life. And the future is in a moment of now. If you believe that, if you feel it, if you manifest on this present moment, that you're worthy, that you're loved, that you can attract anything in your life you want. It's not really that you attract what you want. Ultimately, you attract who you are. If you understand you are loved, if you understand that you are beautiful, that you are powerful, that you're strong, that you're worthy, automatically, naturally, you attract that. Because you believe what you are. You are these things, these elements, this energy. Rather than saying, I want this car, I want this girl, then you operate in a moment of lacking. You're thinking of what you don't have. If you judge yourself and you think you're not good enough, you attract all the things that you're lacking. And so the result is basically you're not getting anything. You're focusing on what you're lacking. But now I go a little further. You focus on that energy, on that person, of what you want. You want to repair maybe a relationship. You want to get your ex back, or you want to get your job back. You want to have this opportunity that you missed out on. But somehow it's not happening for you. You're struggling inside. You don't know what you're doing wrong or right. Because there's really no wrong or right, but something is not happening within you. And so the results are somehow the same, or there's nothing. And what I want to say to you is this: if you keep doing what you've been doing, meaning thinking the way you've been thinking and feeling the way you have been feeling, the chances are you keep getting what you've been getting. You keep feeling what you have been feeling. You keep receiving what you have been receiving or not receiving. And you keep attracting the things or the people you don't want because you think of what you don't want. So let go of the past. Let go of your old expectations. Let go of your old standards. Create new ones. So I go back to this famous cup of coffee. There's a time to attach. There's a time to detach. And if you happen to be angry at someone, you also don't stay attached to that anger. Don't stay attached to that miscommunication or that argument, that fight. It's usually like this. If you don't know how to let go, if you don't let go, you or end up suffering. If I keep doing this, I'm suffering. If I can't let go, I'm suffering. So it takes a brave one to let go sometimes. You love someone so much, you don't want to lose them. You want to feel that affection. You want to feel that. But no matter what you do, you're not getting it. And if you pretend like you're letting go and not doing anything, also, you might end up being disappointed because deep inside or here, you're still thinking and comparing and say, oh, I want this job. I want this girl or this guy. I want this spouse. I want it the way it used to be, or I wish you could feel this way for me or that way. And again, if you listen to what you're saying to yourself, you operate from a place of fear and lacking. Instead, you're letting go. You say, I believe in myself. I am love. I believe everything happens for a reason. The past is the past. If it's natural, okay. Because it's natural to be natural and unnatural to be unnatural. Either you're healthy or you're unhealthy. Healthy is to let go, to be in a state where you have peace of mind, where you operate from your heart, not constantly from your brain. You're not here to calculate, manipulate. You're just simply operating from a place of love. And when you generate that kind of love, accepting what is, accepting what was, letting go, detach from the past, and be able to attach to a new future, which also at some point comes to a place where you have to let go, or may you want to let go. Because there's nothing in this life where you are forced to having to feel this way, or act this way, or live this way. You do have a choice. You have a free will. Be the best version that you can be. Be open. Understand and accept that everything that was is no longer. So you definitely have no control about what happened in the past. Even as I'm speaking with you right now, as you're listening to me, this will be nevermore. It is just what you take in right now. And your experience starts with, as you're opening your eyes, your experience ends when you close your eyes. It is your experience, your life, your journey. So make that moment count. Remember, there's a time to accept, to receive, and there's a time to let go. And I guarantee you, when you learn to accept and let go, wonderful things come your way. I hope this video helped you, and we speak soon again. This was Alex, all the way here from Bali, my podcast called Listen Within, and I see you guys next time. Peace out.